The Bitcoin price is dropping significantly if you consider that in this night we have been dropping 1,000 points. And I want to talk about the reasons for that and also what is going on with the Ecomi token. We have some new drops for Veve lined up. We have some charts regarding crypto. So all of that is going to happen obviously in Crypto Morning Coffee, but also only right after the intro. So good morning everyone. I hope you have your crypto morning coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, or it is another time of the day where this is not applicable anymore, but then I hope you have a good time. And we have here already I Love Gove. Good morning. G Money is here. Iverse 87 is here. Adam is here. Good morning, brother. Good morning to you, man. And yeah, at this point, I want to thank my rare hodlers here. Adam is one of them. Look at the green Hulk. For always supporting me here. We have number 19, so the 10s are over for the rare hodlers. Very fresh with us. That's Alex. And yeah, we are going to talk some really good stuff here today, so please make sure to smash up the like button for that. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed yet, and tick the little bell to always get notified whenever I go online. So why? Maybe let's start with this, just to see where we really are. Maybe just start with this. Why? Why did this happen? So we were going so good, but why did this happen? So you see this trend line here, yeah. This trend line has some confluences, so maybe, yeah, it's not 100% exact, but now it is. So yeah, there's some confluence, and Bitcoin is fighting with it. But why? So here's why. The Fed officials see upside risk to inflation possibly leading to more rate hikes, the Fed minutes show. So the Fed minutes came out yesterday. By the way, good morning, Wise Grouch. Good to have you here. Federal Reserve officials expressed concerns at their most recent meeting about the pace of inflation and said more rate hikes could be necessary in the future unless conditions change. So these minutes were released yesterday. And that discussion during a 2-day July meeting resulted in a 0.25 percentage point rate hike that markets generally expected to be the last one of the cycle. However, discussions showed that most members worry that the inflation fight is far from over and could require additional tightening action from the rate-setting Federal Open Market Committee. Now, the thing is here that that whenever something unexpected like this is happening, the market tries to price it in immediately, because them saying it's maybe not the last, that's uncertainty. Markets hate uncertainty, so they're trying to price it in right now, and that's what we see. Matt Huing, that's difficult to say, is also here. Good morning. With inflation still well above the committee's longer run goal and the labor market remaining tight, that is the other problem, most participants continue to see significant upside risk to inflation, which could require further tightening of monetary policy. The meeting summary states that latest increase brought the Fed's key borrowing level, known as the federal funds rate, to the range between 5.25 and 5%. Now, the highest level in 22 years already. Philippe B is also here. Good morning. 10 people here, guys. Please smash up the like button and call another 10 brothers into the channel. So yeah, loads of uncertainty. There they say it. Indeed, The minutes suggest considerable misgivings over the future direction of the policy. While there was an agreement that inflation is unacceptably high, there also was an indication that a number of tentative signs that inflation pressures could be abating. Almost all the meeting participants, which includes non-voting members, were in favor of the rate increase. However, those opposed said they thought the committee could skip a hike and watch how previous increases are impacting economic conditions. So, participants generally noted a high degree of uncertainty regarding the cumulative effects of the economy of past monetary policy tightening. Overall, and there's some real estate concerns and yada yada, you can read the full article here yourself. But overall, if they continued the hiking and if it seems that it's not done, then the markets will have a harder time to come out right now. Also because the SEC just delayed all of the Bitcoin ETF decisions to the beginning of the next year. So our biggest catalyst for breakout is now delayed by several months. Then also, and that's why I called the stream the worrying, like investors worrying and so on, is China just suspended the youth employment data after record high. So we have seen that China had some troubles there, which were seen by some as key indication of the country's slowdown, that the youth is more or less unemployed. The decision is due to changes in the world's second largest economy and its society, a government spokesman says. In June, China's jobless rate for 16 to 24-year-old in urban areas hit a record high of more than 20%. And then right after that, they're just not reporting it anymore. The country's central bank also cut the cost of borrowing on Tuesday in an attempt to help boost growth. Official figures published on Tuesday showed China's overall unemployment rate had risen over 5.3% in July. Now there's the counterpoint, right? So China is in a deflationary phase, at least according to the Western media, and has an not really tight labor market. Instead, they have a really bad labor market in the sense of higher unemployment rates, 5% to 20%, depending on the age that you're looking at. Now, the US has inflation to combat and a very tight labor market, so very bad conditions for both of these massive economies. Yeah, I'll go over that for now. Because so this, we have seen that when the Fed were hiking rates, that there was a lot of bank collapses, right? And I just want to remember everyone of what happened and how big these were. So we had these two here just recently, and I think some have already forgotten, but this is the Silicon Valley Bank and the Signature Bank, some of the biggest ones in terms of the billions that have been going down in the market. And then there was obviously the Washington Mutual with 307 billion, and then, but you see that these are the US bank defaults. And if the Fed continues to rate hike, there could be more bank defaults also coming, which is not necessarily bad for Bitcoin, because we have already seen that when these failed, that actually people were moving money out of banks into Bitcoin. So there seems to be a partial decoupling of the crypto market, or at least Bitcoin, with regards to every economic event. Before it was like if something like that happened, bank going down, stock markets going down, Bitcoin would also rip down. Right now it is a little bit of, it seems to have decoupled. Okay, but let's talk some crypto stuff here. So let's look at the top gainers and losers quickly on CoinGecko. And later I have something, please remind me if I forget it, but later I have shows you something about Ecomi on CoinGecko as well. But right now in the top 300, we see that, this thing here, Keystock, is still pumping. Merit Circle, Gallery Coin, Tomo Chain, so all stuff that I don't really know about. And in the top 100 we have Rocket Pool, Synthetics Network, Pax Dollar is hopefully a stable coin, or hopefully not, I don't know, 0.5%. But yeah, it's at $1. Render, and the rest is just flat. So most of the market, as you see here, especially top 100, is actually red, because there's only a couple of gainers, biggest of it 4.5%, and then in zeros, and then the rest is red. Like here, the biggest losers: Flexcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Maker, Uniswap, Roll Bitcoin, Sui, Arbitrum, and so on. All some even in the double digits, like Flexcoin. So the market is overall reddish, and yeah, let's talk about this one here, because I saw this and I agree with the person. So and also this was something that God's Entry recently pointed out. If you draw this trend line here that we are testing right now, or that we are coming down to, right, so we are looking only at this little trend line here on the right shoulder. That would be, but the person that put this out themselves said that they are BTC bull, right? But they said, I don't think this happens in Bitcoin, but I cannot unsee it. And this is like a mega head and shoulders pattern, and they put the target somewhere at 3,500 for Bitcoin. I think we should just note that this is there and see how it turns out, right? But yeah, we should consider that this is a very minor possibility, but that it's there, right? So I mean, that would be a 84% drawdown, and would technically tell us that this was not the bottom and this only was a relief rally. But I don't know. This is very macro. I mean, this is technically considering the last bear market bottom as already the start of a left shoulder. So I'd say that is very, very macro for just having TA. You need some really bad stuff coming out for that one. Then also, we should remember that Michael Burry is in this $1.6 billion short against the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, and so far it's going pretty well. We will see that in a second. And this one from Sentiment, also very interesting. Traders are shorting now as crypto market caps continue their downturn. When the crowd begins to bet against markets, it increases the likelihood of liquidations, causing price to rise. For many bullish investors out there, this is the signal that many are waiting for. So the downswing that we have in some people's eyes is liquidation of longs, and then liquidating. Now we have shorts, so it's piling up. So for them, it's liquidation of those shorts coming in, and therefore the price would go up. Let's look at this here quickly, because I showed this to you in the last live stream, and that's the NASDAQ, right? We showed this trend line and the break of the NASDAQ. That's where, with this break, is where Michael Burry shorted this thing. And so far from the break, we are down 3.15% on the NASDAQ, which is, you know, you're used to crypto percentages, but I mean, in the NASDAQ, 3% in a couple of days is not insignificant. I mean, there are worse days, obviously, if you look at this, but this is a downturn that is gradually, consistently, and we will see. I mean, the volume is red. We will see how it turns out. And since this is very techy, right? That could be the correlation that is also drawing down Bitcoin. Now here we have it. We saw this. Actually, we wicked down towards this level, 28,290. And I would say, because this is the noisy area, but I would say that this level has to hold. I'd say this level has to hold for us to continue in the next bullish run up. So far, we see some price action coming in here, but certainly not good that we lost this level, right? But we will see. So what we could imagine is like a touch here and then continue. But we see here there's a lot of buying going on, which is actually a good thing. Long wick, we saw this here as well, right? Pushing up all the time. Yeah, but I'd say if we drop out of this 28,000 range, then we have a problem. Then we would come all the way down to like 25,000 or so, because there's not much holding the price below that. You see here a lot of open space, right? We hope that this is just a bump in the road and that the market will adapt soon to this new Fed orientation or this Fed concerns and the market concerns. But considering how the overall market looks, we will have to see. And that is also where the Fed announcing this, that there might be more rate hikes coming, is where we have our dollar, our DXY. Now we are in the DXY. Actually threatening to put in a new high, right, or a newer high in the local area. So this is the DXY. Let's look at this. So we have been all this time that Bitcoin is correcting here. We have been rallying with the DXY. So for everyone who doesn't know, it's inverse correlated. The DXY is the strength of the US dollar measured against other world currencies. Whenever a lot of capital is moving into the dollar goes up, and that is usually especially bad for risk on assets and tech stock and tech market. So we had this downturn, and what we don't want to see is this coming up or this breaching here these highs or something like that, and forming, I don't know what this would be then, inverse head and shoulders or stuff like that, where they would you see what happened the last time when the dollar rallied, and the dollar rallied for 1.5 years, and that is our crypto bear market, right? So all of this is our crypto bear market, and this is our Bitcoin bottom when it fell through the trend line. So technically what we want to see is that this falls, loses level, and continues to completely collapse. And that can only happen if the Fed says that they're done with the rate hikes, and they're not going to strengthen the dollar by raising more. And yeah, we will see if there's or if they even have to announce, like, for some of these collapses here were a consequence of them having to save banks with freshly printed money. So whenever they print money, that the dollar goes out of the window here. Guys, 25 people here. Please smash up the like button. Get another 25 brothers into the stream. Brothers and sisters. Anyways, smash up the like button. And yeah, I'd be really grateful for that one. So one thing is interesting: Bitcoin dominance. So you'd say, okay, Bitcoin went down, so Bitcoin dominance should also go down. But we have seen it in the last, in the last 1, 2, 3, yesterday. So in the night it was a little bit reddish. But overall, the altcoins have dropped significantly more than Bitcoin, and therefore Bitcoin dominance is really sloping up here still. So if we look at this in the broader picture, we have this big trend, and we have to see that if this trend continues, which is it likely is, as long as this trend continues, the altcoin market is going to suffer against Bitcoin. So like everything from just Red Hulk smashed that button, bro. Thank you, Omicron, for that. I imagine someone sitting on the PC and making that move. Um, Everyone who has in altcoins and made some profits, and they took some profits in these altcoins, like pumping, even Omi, like pumping, taking some profit, and then they move this profit, and then once the time is ready, they move it into Bitcoin. And that's where you gradually lose shares or part of this altcoin market into Bitcoin. So basically the altcoins are bleeding into Bitcoin. And the moment that this trend line loses here and the dominance falls, that's when the altcoins are pumped like most, or like the people that are coming in right now have never seen it before. So everyone who remembers the last altcoin season knows that 20% pumps and 50% pumps are not what like the biggest thing in crypto. David took some profits on Omi as well. Yeah, David and Reese maybe too. We don't know, but this is let's go with Omi just already when Caro said that. So obviously here at the pinnacle, the perma moon boys were advising that that we are going to lose a zero, and that is not coming back down again. And I think it's on record, and I will take this into the next video. Hopefully I can still shoot it at least today, and it's coming out hopefully in the next days. But someone said that I will not be able to get in at 0007 anymore. Now we're at 0078. So if I want to get in right now, I can right now at this level. Still, we see that we have a very long wick here. We have broken out of this, right? But we want to see a weekly close on this, right? That's just a joke, NFT hero. That was not seriously. That was not serious. That was just a joke. So you guys don't panic. Don't panic. Say it's not so. Nah, it's not. I don't know actually. So not officially, at least. But the rest I leave to the blockchain masters to put together. And strong allegations need always strong evidence. So if there's not strong evidence, then you have to say it's not so, right? Guilty until not guilty until proven otherwise, let's say. But what I'm looking at is, as I told you before yesterday, I said I will not chase the green candle just because I am going to for sure miss out on the bull run that has started and Omi is going to the moon and will never come back. No, I will wait for the healthy pullback, hopefully somewhere here. So I want to see Omi succeed, right? So I want to see this find support here and then continue. What I don't want to see is that this comes trickling down and just goes down beyond this level. Or in the worst case, I want to see this find support on this level. So then it is would look like this, right? So it has tested, came up, loses this support, but finds support on this, forms a higher low, and then we have this trajectory out of the bottom, right? That for me is what I'm looking at, and that would also mean for me also because of, look at this the RSI, like we are in overbought territory still. So I consider that either we have like a, what is this, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like here a little bit more of a push, like a 5-wave move, or we just continue down, correcting, and then somewhere when these indicators look more in the direction of oversold, then I will buy some Ecomi. But I want to see where this lands. That's basically it. Yeah, with regards to NFTs, I have seen this year, Value and Time posted this. NFTs are just having a healthy pullback. Art Gobblers 99.3, Karafuru 98.8, Creative World 98.78, Mechaverse 98.39, Fanta Beer, and so on. Hape Prime. I don't even know these projects, right? So these were like these picture projects. Moonbirds, Invisible Friends, Cool Cats, Gutter Cat Gang, Dead Fellas, World of Women, Crypto Toads. Everything is down 94, 93, 95, 99% in these NFTs. And that is the reason why people feel burned. People feel burned in this NFT space because they bought. So look at this. Here's also so there's the total volume and so on in ETH. So if you make the calculation times 1.5k or 1.9k, depending on where you want to see this, and you see that the all-time high of this Art Gobblers was 15 ETH. Like, I don't know what that was at the time, probably like $30,000. And then 4.5 ETH, 6.2 ETH, between 2 and even 40 Ethereum, like 80,000, these moonbirds, right? And now it's like some of these floors are 0.1 ETH. So, like, what is that? That is a tenth of an ETH right now. Where is Ethereum sitting? I don't even know. Like at 1.8k or so. Is that correct? But yeah, it's very low, right? And I believe that some collectibles from the all-time high during cash out not enabled have a very massive drawdown, but I'm pretty confident that most of the NFTs on Veve held way better than this 99%. So yeah, you could see the all-time high of Donnie or of some of the secret rare comics in the couple of thousands, and now it's only some of the secret rare comics went down from 600 to 60 gems. That's a 90% drawdown. Some of the commons also got massacred from 300 gems to 30, right? But overall, I think if you consider that there was also this no cash out and then the gem exploit thing to really get to these all-time highs, I think that the Veve NFTs actually have held up better than these projects. And they are in fact holding up better, as there are still collectibles on Veve that are worth like 8, 9 ETH, right? 10 ETH maybe. So yeah, if you consider that here the entire collection, and we also have to consider, while this is a 90% drawdown on 99% drawdown, these are one-of-ones. And on Veve is like collectibles with 3, 4, 5,000 editions of the same are holding up at such prices is pretty good, I think. So we have to put this into perspective, and I think this is where our new bull run comes in, and these might go up in price once again, like 10x even, but I think that people are looking for alternatives to this. They have not given up on the concept of NFTs, but they have given up on the concept of these NFTs, that there are just 50 new projects like Digidaigaku or Moonbirds or Invisible Friends coming out and just put out pictures, This picture gives some utility maybe that they have added to it, and that's it. And then they will never develop something upon it. So I think what people are looking for is something where you have officially licensed collectibles that are looking really good, that you can use in a metaverse environment, that will bring utility. We see it already that people are implementing utility for some collectibles, community-driven utilities, and I think in a bull run this will just explode left and right. Beanster says Veve has like a handful of 5-figure NFTs with no sales data, just a couple of confirmed sales. Everything else is roughly pocket change compared to the wider NFT market in a closed ecosystem. You can't really count the floors with sales data. Of course, you can 10x a $7 comic easily. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. There are only a couple of collectibles in the Veve in the Veve ecosystem that are sitting as high right now. But there is sales data for Miles Morales. So, for example, Miles Morales collectible, there are many that there were a couple of them over the last weeks that sold for $10,000 to $15,000. So there's sales data on that. On the Mutascan, we see sales frequently of collectibles that have $500 to $800. We see that frequently. We see partner statues selling around $2,000 to $3,000, which is also happening frequently. And yes, there are a lot of collectibles that are just pocket change. There are a lot of comics that are only 2 to 3 gems. And yes, I think so too. So I believe that is the strategy of this new leading whale, probably, that very likely it's easiest to double your money or triple your money or 10x your money on a $2 comic, right? That this comic is going from $2 to $10 to $20 very easily. Yeah. Also, gem sales are still happening within the app. You mean like? Oh yeah, you mean like gem transfers by OTC trade and then listing and then selling. Yeah, that's still happening. It's still happening, but I think it's on a very lower level. So what we really see in this time when these all-time highs were formed, we had no cash out at all, and we saw this right now when they disabled cash out. We saw that the prices immediately went up. If you take a vault like my vault with like 500 collectibles all over the place, this vault went up 10 to 20% during that time, just because they closed cash out, and the sentiment was really in the gutter. That is one thing. The other side was that the all-time high, so let's say like you have a collectible, whatever collectible, like a secret rare Spider-Man that sits at $30,000, but the gems OTC, when you could even transfer gems, were going for 25 cents. So technically, at that point when people are willing to sell their gem stack, so for example, sell a secret rare Spider-Man for 30,000 gems and then liquidate these 30,000 gems OTC for 25 cents, then you only have a fourth of that. So what is that, like 7,000? Really, the all-time high then was only at $7,000, because the only sales that were made, the only buys that were made were with gems that were acquired at 24 cents or 25 cents, and the only sales that were made were cashed out through an unofficial cash out at 25 cents. So the real transfers at the time, back and forth, were at 25 cents. Obviously, there were some people that probably made these transfers and said, okay, I'll just sit on that until they bring cash out, and then cashed it out. But it was very rare. At the time, there were some whales within Veve that were really making these kind of trades. So also purchased, like Dr. Profit, also at the time when it was not illegal, he purchased gems OTC, pretty sure of it, right? To scoop a massive amount of collectibles there. So for him and for others, the calculation really is, what's the real all-time high? And the bad side is that now for many people with cash out and the value of a gem coming back to $1, that spending of when they load it up in real dollars into the app because they didn't buy OTC, the real value of the drawdown now is from that all-time high. So if gems are going, let me see. Also, gem sales are still happening. Gem sellers are using lower mints, but it's for who can't cash out. Okay. Gems are going for 0.4 currently. So that means if gems are going for 0.4, that means that everyone who wants to cash out at the moment considers, so that means that you'd basically get a 60% discount if you are using that as a whale or as someone who wants to buy collectibles. They are buying at a 60% discount. Nonetheless, it also means that if I sell something and it goes for 0.4, it was closer to 0.4 to 0.6 what I saw, depending on whether there was a big drop. Yeah, they're buying 4 and selling for 0.6. Oh, okay. So they are buying. So if you want to cash out OTC, you get 40 cents on the dollar, and if the whale is selling it to you, if you're buying OTC the gems, then you pay 60 cents on the gem. Okay, very interesting insight here. Thank you for bringing this on. This is a very serious topic because actually you can technically everyone who doesn't have cash out can at the moment calculate all prices by 0.4 and that's the real price in dollars. That also means, if I understand it correctly, if this is going on and this is not only a very small part, then this means that Veve has to cycle out more gems out of the ecosystem to basically make sure that they do not cash out $1 on something that has never brought in the dollar, basically, right? Matt Hoon, I thought it was banned, and if you get caught, your account gets closed down. Yeah, it is. And this is no advertisement for doing that. Don't do it. But I don't do it, right? I wouldn't do it because I would be too afraid to lose my account. But it's still interesting that this is still going on, so we are observing this. Big J78 says most people can cash out at this point. Doubt there is a market for these gems. Actually, I don't have payout, but I also don't want to cash out right now because I want to be part of this bull run. I still believe that there is tremendous upside to the Veve collectibles, so I will stay in. So for me, there's no cash out. I know that there are several people that are sitting on gems that do not have cash out. Cash out, according to our last AMA, is active for 15,000 wallets, and we know for a fact that they have brought cash out also to some wallets that where there's just nothing on to cash out, right? That's why they are using lower mints rather than floor mint. Yeah, because you cannot distinguish as Veve employee so good if the low mint sold for a higher price because of a gem deal, or if the low mint sold because there is a collector buying this extremely low mint. I mean, there's technically they still would be able to see it somehow if there is a wallet. They need a lot of wallets to do this, so it's it's harder to detect with automatic automation, and but individual cases they will probably know what's going on if they look at the bigger one. So I think it's way harder to pull this off right now than it was before, when it wasn't even against the TOS. But yeah, very interesting stuff, guys. So thank you for bringing that on, Beanster. Important stuff. So yesterday I didn't cover this, but we have this we have the Jurassic Park drop announcement. So I'll just let this roll here. So the very classical Jurassic Park. Until now, we had Jurassic World drops. So this is FA Jurassic Park, 30 years old. Some really interesting, funny. I don't know what this is, right? I mean, I saw the movie, but I still don't know what this is. I know what this is. The dinosaur DNA smuggled out of the park, but yeah. So Dan O says, good drop price. It's almost hard to believe there was a time when Veve could sell out collectibles that retailed for hundreds of dollars, SR Spider-Man. Yeah, very true. That's retail. Yeah, like SR Spider-Man retailed for more than that, right? And still does. But you have to see that the prices are, they are still better than I expected. I thought at this point in the bear market we would be like having some collectibles that technically are worth nothing anymore and no one wants them. But they are still like the moment that something drops in the sub 2 gem territory on the comic market, it's just getting bought up. Yeah, so Energy says, I will have the SR for sure. So Energy is speculating here on the dinosaur DNA. So it will be interesting. I don't know what the drop price is, to be honest, on these ones. But we can quickly look at the scarcity here of the drop. So we have this dinosaur. And by the way, I don't turn on sound for these videos because I don't want to get demonetized. But this one has animation and sound. There is 2,000 of them. It's only 25 gems. Then there is the Nedry computer, ultra rare, 1.3k. There is this Mr. DNA thing. Mr. DNA. I know. I think I know what that is from. Wasn't there like a little documentary or whatever within the movie where this thing was explaining something? I don't know. I don't remember. Mr. DNA, charismatic Helix cartoon character from Jurassic Park with witty humor and fun facts about building blocks of life. Mr. DNA, and so on. Also 1.3k of these. And then we have the Barber Soul, sub 1,000 for 25 gems. I don't know. Maybe there is with 25 gems. We have seen this with Astro Boy. Usually people are more likely to go for the drop because they don't have to take 60 gems in hand, like with the X-Wing, and I think wasn't the X-Wing even 80 gems? I don't know. Yeah, but then we have this announcement, obviously, and this is a good one. I think the Lion King is coming to Veve, another big Disney character. So for everyone who was speculating a year ago already that Disney is going away because Veve and so on dying, here we are, and dropping Disney animation stuff for Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, and now there's the Lion King. So I'm definitely going for that drop. I'm curious to see what is also in this blind box, because there are always 3 collectibles and then you get the pen. So definitely I'm going for this one. I hope I can get one, because I think with Lion King there are a lot of people that are fan, and the last 2 drops were relatively easy to get, right? But this one and the next one, I figure they will be harder to get. So I think they will be harder to get. So yeah, we will see. But yeah, I think this looks good, this collectible. So they have this scenario collectible here with a plate. So it seems like this is not animated, this one. But I hope. So here's my wish for the secret rare. I hope it's like the scene where, like, you know, the one that became a meme, also with Dogecoin and so on. So that would be really big, and then obviously wish me luck and so on. But yeah, this one is big, in my opinion. So feel like you are returning the Pride Lands with a collection of beloved characters. Disney animation The Lion King will drop on Sunday. That is good for me because on Saturday I will be very busy. Oh yeah, and Energy says, I mean sad. I posted on Twitter the clip where Mr. DNA explained from where the dinosaurs comes from. Yeah, okay. That's where it is from. Exactly. So yeah, that is from Veve. And then also there was one more thing. So there's a comic coming today. But it has 10,000 editions and it is not worth as much in the real world. So yeah. So let's see what else we have. Yeah, this one here. There is an art drop also coming. This is on Saturday, so we're really having drops right now, like today, and then we are having a drop Saturday, Sunday, and I think the Jurassic Park is on Friday. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Friday. So we have, like, from today we have drops every day until probably Monday. We don't know if Monday is also a drop, but probably not. So this is the comic that is coming today. A white panel secret rare, so that's really good. Problem is, this one has 10,000 editions, and the secret rare has 250 editions. So the people might be less likely to go for this. But the good thing is that the ultra rare looks really good. The secret rare is a cool looking one, and the common is looking good. But it's worth something in the real world, but not as much. And I would have chosen less editions for this, right? I would have chosen less editions for this comic. So yeah, those exclusive covers are fire. Any chance we could get physical copies of Veve exclusive variants in the future? That would be awesome. But only, so this would be really cool, right? If you are owning Veve exclusive ultra rare and rare covers, and they print this somehow or do something with this where it becomes like a digital, and you have the right to get this cover in the physical world, that would be so big of a utility. If not, it's also fine, because then the physical collectors have to come to the digital to get the ultra rare covers. So I think maybe I give it a shot for one, because this is pretty good. For one cover or so, probably I land something that is not worth anything. But what I definitely will do is buy this ultra rare because it looks so good. And I think that, yeah, why so many editions? Someone asks here. I 100% agree with that. I think 10K editions is too much. I think they should have put this at least at the 7,500 and make this just another bear. But I think what they saw is 5,000 is selling out and people not everyone gets it. 7,500 often sells out when the real life value is high. So they're testing the water with the excitement also around the Veveverse right now to see if they can sell out the 10,000 comic again. And I think it will fail, and then we will have 7,500 and 5,000 once again. So I think for the ones that are worth more in the real world, they no, I don't, G Money, I don't yet. I wasn't sure about this one. I was trying to get the first, the Superman, and it was just such a bad drop experience with this loading bar and the queue, and you dropped out and I don't know what. So, and some people had a backdoor to be set in the queue, so I was really disappointed that I couldn't get anything in this Superman action comic drop there, that I just never came back after that to Palm NFT. But I should take a look and see if there is something undervalued on there. If you have any recommendations, then let me know. Maybe I'll buy some of them if there is something that is undervalued. Are you expecting the Veveverse to be a big thing, or just something to do like the vault for people who like playing with it. I think from what we heard right now, it is bigger than we expected. And I think they did a great job on bringing something easy to use from what I've heard. Energy can maybe give more insights into that. Or he has already given more insights into that. I think Energy is very bullish on the Veveverse. And he has access, right? I don't have access. So yeah, we can only speculate at this point, but I expect it honestly to be bigger, or my hopes are higher right now than they were 2 weeks ago. Batman #1 next month, but is the drop experience on Palm NFT, has it gotten better? Is there something like a waitlist drop as well, where I just can click into it and see if I get an allocation? Because I really don't want to have like wait hours on a overloaded site and then just have the experience that I couldn't load the site correctly to click on a buy now button. So yeah, in this sense, Vivi is just way better than this, but I would go for it. Yeah. Expectations. Energy says. What do you mean, Energy? Yeah. What else do we have that we already saw? Okay. That's the article. So yeah, let me see if while you're telling me, let me see if Vivi responded to something that implies something new or something that we hadn't seen yet. But no, they did not put out any replies. Maybe Ecomi. By the way, Ecomi follows me. Maybe Ecomi. We all have them. Yeah, it's pretty smooth, but most are joining waitlists with 30,000, 30 plus browser tabs. I do about 15 usually, but definitely more with Batman 1. Yeah, and that's really the stuff that I don't understand. How can this happen, right? Why isn't that just one entry per account? Like account. Within that account, you just have a buy button. Sorry, did you had a question my kids run through? Yeah, just let Beanster here know what you think about the Veveverse so far, right? He asked, are you expecting the Veveverse to be a big thing or something to do like the vault for people who like playing with it? So yeah, I have some higher hopes since I heard people talking about this. How to deposit OMI into Veve. So people are looking at bridging right now for getting Master Collector Program points. Yeah, they're just like Ecomi is just still retweeting a lot of Veve stuff, which is fine, but bringing OMI stuff. So we'll really see, like we had this announcement of the new OMI portal and so on 2 days ago or 3 days ago. So latestly by the 15th of September, we should really see something being rolled out, right? Otherwise it just gets, again, like the discussion will start again about yeah, just a pump and dump in the price. But I think that's it, guys. Energy says we are still on a low level of beta testing. Wait for the next step up to get more. Very good, very good. Not giving too much of an information here, but maybe we can get some people on my channel to talk about the Veveverse. I think if the questions are in this direction, we should definitely get this done. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you also do not miss the evening streams with guests. Very important thing. I am not sure if I will be able to do the crypto morning coffee tomorrow. So please keep that in mind. But I will try. I will take my notebook with me, and I will try to make it from the notebook, as we did sometimes in the past already. So I will try to make it happen. If there is any difficulty, I will let you know on Twitter. So make sure to follow me at hodlerpatient on Twitter. So guys, yeah, it was fun as always. Thank you, Beanstar, for bringing up the good point. Thank you, Energy and G-Money, for discussing with me, and also Dan O, Matt Hoon, Big J78, and all the others that have been here in the chat. Please, and thank you very much. And I see you hopefully tomorrow at Crypto Morning Coffee. Also stay tuned for another video. But with that, wherever you are, 1 second. Adam said the business model of giving customers the ability to build their own style of Veveverse the way they wish is genius. Thanks, patient. So, yeah, I agree, Adam. I agree. But yeah, I have to go. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you in the next Crypto Morning Coffee, in the next live stream, in the next video, in the next whatever I'm uploading first.